Welcome, dear children. Geography, Standard 7, Lesson number 7, Soils. Introduction. What are the different constituents of soil? Air, water, and minerals are the different constituents of soil. From where do the abiotic factors become available for soil formation? Rocks. On which factor does the variety in the soil depend? The parent rock, the climate of the region, the biotic material, the slope of the land, and time are factors that influence soil formation and their variety. Factors necessary for soil formation. First, parent rock. Remember that the parent rock in a region is an important factor of soil formation. Depending on the hardness of the rock and the climate of the region, the rock gets weathered. The rock turns into powdery material which further turns into earthy material. For example, the basalt rock of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra turns into black soil after weathering. This soil is also referred to as Regur soil. Next topic is regional climate. This is also an important factor influencing soil formation. Weathering of the rock is the first step in the process of soil formation. The process of weathering depends on the climate of the region. The climate decides the intensity of weathering. That is why one and the same type of rock gives rise to different types of soil when the rock is exposed to different climates. These crops are lying open in the field. In the dry climate of Deccan Plateau, weathering of basalt leads to the formation of black soil, whereas in the humid climate of the western Sahyadris, the leaching of the same basalt rock leads to the formation of lateritic soil. Biotic material. The weathering of rocks turns them into powdery material, but this powdery material is not soil. To turn such material into soil, it is necessary that biotic material gets mixed into it. The biotic material comes from the decomposition of the remains of the plants and animals in that region. The vegetal litters, roots of plants, remains of animals, etc., get decomposed due to water. Microorganisms and certain other organisms help decompose the dead remains of organic materials. The biotic material thus produced gets mixed into the soils and is called humus. If the proportion of humus in the soil is greater, the soils become fertile. The process of decomposition by living organisms takes place continuously. Nowadays, production of vermicompost is undertaken on a large scale. Vermicompost or compost production of compost needs sufficient period of time and elements like organic waste, water, heat, etc. Time. Soil formation is a natural and slow process. It needs a very long period of time. To form a 2.5 centimeter thick layer of topsoil, it takes thousands of years. From this, you may understand that soils are invaluable. In the region of high rainfall and higher temperatures, the process of soil formation is faster. Comparatively, in regions of low temperatures and low rainfall, soil formation takes more time. Humans use the soil gifted by nature as a resource. It is mainly used for agricultural purpose. For getting higher production, different types of chemical fertilizers, insecticides are used. However, this leads to the degradation of soils if they are used more. Soil experiment. Refer this figure. It is in your textbook also. Take 3 flower pots of the same size. Keep one pot empty. Fill the second pot with water after closing the hole at the bottom and third pot with soil. Put a few seeds in all of them. You may use cereal, peas, gram, fenugreek, wheat, green gram, coriander seeds, etc. Keep all the 3 pots in the sun and water the empty pot and the soil filled pot for 4-5 days. What happened to the seeds put in the empty pot and the pot filled with water? What happened to the seeds put in the pot filled with soil? What do you learn from this? Without soil, we cannot grow plants. An important component of the living world on the earth is plants. For the production and growth of plants, soil is very necessary, means it is indispensable. They provide support to plants. Vegetation is abundant in the regions that have fertile soils. Example, the equatorial regions. Though favorable climate, availability of abundant water and sunlight are necessary for the growth of a plant, these alone are not sufficient. Fertile soil favor plant growth, means the soil should be fertile. How man started farming. When man realized that sowing of seeds in the soil leads to the growth of plants and yields crops, he started using soil as a resource. Gradually, he realized that the fertile soils along the river beds give higher yields. Hence, he settled in the valleys and started living there in groups. This led to the rise of ancient river valley civilizations. Example, the Indus civilization. For the growing population, man started producing greater amount of food crops. He realized that crop production and prosperity in agriculture mainly depends on the fertility of soil and the optimum availability of water. How can crops grow best? With the help of water and fertile soils. Hence, There emerged competition among people to discover fertile lands and settle there. Later, for getting richer harvests, he made efforts to increase the fertility of soils. In the process, he used different fertilizers which led to record agricultural productions. Foods like jawar and bajra are produced in the Regur soil of Maharashtra plateau, while soils in Konkan, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka region produce rice. In Madhya Pradesh, potato is cultivated in regions where the soils are well drained. The local agricultural produce determines the staple diet of the people. Thank you.